event prepared for you. And in a time when we can't get together face to face, we can still use technology to be able to get together. And it was so exciting to see in the 30 minutes leading up to this, the thousands upon thousands of people from virtually every country in the world saying hello. And while this, at least in the original live broadcast, is going to be in English, we know that there are many bilingual people, multiple language people around the world that are watching. We're excited to be able to have you. Network marketing is truly a global community. And in this time, during this pandemic, it's nice to be able to all get together and share some ideas on how we can all do better. Now, a couple things as we start. We've got a lot planned for you. But before we start, just know that we had over 78,000 people register to watch this live event. Now, at this moment, I don't know exactly how many people are watching, but this morning, the provider that hosts the streaming service crashed this morning, and luckily, they came back online in the last 60 minutes or so. So, if for some reason your broadcast is interrupted, okay, something happens and the picture freezes or whatever, it's not just buffering, that we have backup plans to be able to stream it to other sources and be able to send it back to this page, the page that you're on right now. All you'll need to do is refresh your browser. So just refresh, and within about a minute or so, we'll be back up with a backup plan, okay? So that's our plan. It was very risky. Some of my friends who have hosted big events before, they said, "You're actually doing this live?" I said, "Yes." And they said, "Wow, that's really bold." I said, "Yeah, but you know what? What entrepreneurs do is they say yes to big ideas, and then they just handle it. And that's what we're going to do together. We're going to handle it." So we've got a lot of inspiration, a lot of information, a lot of training today over the course of these 3 hours. Really excited to be able to have you. I will tell you, let me just tell you some of the guests that are going to be here. Either, we have some of these are, you're going to hear from some people that from some previous events, some highlights from our previous events. Some people have a special message for you just for this broadcast. But you're going to hear from Harvey McKay, How to Swim with the Sharks Without Being Eaten Alive. You're going to hear from Richard Branson, Sir Richard Branson, and the power of network marketing. And he even talks about why it's so great that so many women are involved in network marketing. Bob Proctor has a special message for you, literal living legend. Brendan Burchard, Marina Worre, she's here in the studio. She's going to be coming up soon. Rich Dad, Poor Dad's Robert Kiyosaki, going to talk about entrepreneurship in today's world. Fraser Brooks on social media. He's got a great training segment lined up for you. 3 things you can do right now in order to be able to improve your social media game. And boy, don't we all need to improve our social media game right now. Mr. Les Brown, another living legend, has an incredible message for you. We're going to hear from the one and only Mr. Tony Robbins talking about, I've got a clip from a previous event that we did, and then he has a special message for you as well. And then Pete Vargas. And Pete, you might not know, but Pete is a presentation and storytelling expert. And he's going to teach you specifically how to tell your story in today's marketplace, in today's landscape, and to do it in a way that doesn't feel like you're being insensitive, and it doesn't feel like you're trying to take advantage of the situation, which of course you're not, but you don't want people to even have the appearance of that. And Pete's going to give you about a 20-minute workshop on how to tell your story, how to be able to share what you have inside of our profession to the world, okay? So, wow. And about every hour or so, we'll take a 3-minute break. So you can go to the bathroom or get a drink or whatever you need to do. But let me start by saying, if you don't know who I am, some of you might know me from Go Pro. This book came out several years ago. It's sold over 3 million copies around the world. 7 Steps to Becoming a Network Marketing Professional. If you haven't read the book, I hope you do. If you or listen to the audiobook, either one. But what I've been doing full-time for the last 11 years is helping the network marketing profession, supporting the network marketing profession, providing training to the network marketing profession. And I love this profession. I was, to tell you a little bit about my story as we start, just so you have some context, is I started off in network marketing in 1988. And at that time, I was 23 years old. I had barely escaped high school. I was C- student in high school, barely graduated. And I counted it up one time. I had 18 jobs by the time I was 23 years old. And I was a little bit desperate. I was a little bit afraid of what was my future going to be, what was my life going to be if something didn't turn around, because I had a bunch of dead-end jobs and minimum wage jobs, and I didn't really see a future. And good fortune came my way in the way of one of my mentors. And one of my mentors was a best friend of my father. His name was John Joyce. And John, I worked for John and my father the last job I had before I got involved in network marketing. And John was one of those guys who believed in me more than I believed in myself. He was the first person outside of my family that said, you know what, that kid's going to do something. Yeah, he was always reaffirming his belief in me to me, and he was reaffirming it to other people. And I always heard him saying good things about me, and it filled me up with hope. And one day he came to me and said, Eric, I think I have a way for us to make some extra money. And he invited me to go to his friend Charlie's house. We got in the car with my father and John, and we drove to Charlie's house, and I saw my very first network marketing presentation. And originally, now mind you, I'm broke. 2 out of the 3 other people in the room are millionaires. I'm broke. And my mental filters just couldn't let it in. I don't know about you. The first time you were introduced to network marketing, it just seemed too good to be true. It just seemed like it made it look so easy, and everybody's making all this money and all this stuff. So I was just like, you know what? I'm not interested. No thanks, I'm good. And they said, that's fine, Eric, you can wait in the car. And I was like, wow, okay. What happens if they succeed and I don't get involved and I have to watch them succeed every single day? That's going to just be the worst thing in the world. So I swallowed my pride. I pulled my dad aside. I asked him for a loan, and I got involved in this network marketing profession. And it was a day that changed my life. There's many days inside of this network marketing experience that changed my life. I don't know where we find you today. I don't know if you're ready to change your life or not. I don't know if you're ready for a new evolution of you or not. But I've got to tell you, that day changed my life. And if you're ready to make a decision, network marketing can help you change your life too. I'd love to tell you, I got involved, I got started, and I'd love to tell you my first several years were just automatic success, but they weren't. I struggled. I really struggled for my first 3.5 years inside of network marketing. I build and rebuild, and I'd bring people in and they'd quit, and I'd bring people in and they wouldn't do anything, and I'd replace those with other people, and I just kept going, making just enough money to be able to pay the minimum on my bills, and I hadn't really figured it out. And 3 things happened for me, and it can happen for you. One is I made a decision. I remember that like it was yesterday. I was sitting in an event and watching all these people walk across the stage, and I just made a decision. What if I decide to become a professional? What if I let go of trying to get lucky? What if I let go of being in the right place at the right time? And I just decide to become an expert here. So I made the decision, and now I got to tell you, I thought I had made the decision many times in my first 3.5 years, but I didn't really. There was things that could knock me out. There was things that could sidetrack me, things that could discourage me, things that could immobilize me. But once I really made the decision, it was like an audible snap in my head. I made the decision. I went, you know what? I'm going to do this. And my dominating emotion for my first 3.5 years was fear. And in that one instant of making a decision, my fear left my body. And I just said, I've got this. I don't know when I'm going to get to the top, but I'm going to get to the top. I don't know how exactly I'm going to get to the top, but I'm going to get to the top. And getting to the top for me was constituted on two basic actions. Action number one was I decided to master the 7 fundamental skills inside of network marketing. I decided I was going to master them. I was going to become a world-class expert at the 7 fundamental skills, which I'm going to share with you over the course of these 3 hours we're going to spend together. And I did. And number 2, I decided that however I needed to do it, I was going to get the coaching necessary to move faster into my success than if I didn't have the coach. I was going to find the mentors inside of network marketing. I was going to find the coaches in or outside of network marketing. I was going to literally search out the coaches necessary for me to be able to have the life that I wanted. Because, look, you know what I've realized over the course of my life? Time machines exist. You see these movies about time machines where people go into the future? Well, here's what I'm here to tell you is time machines are real. Now, here's how the real time machine works. Some of you move into the future and you're the same age. If you go into a time machine in a movie, you move into the future, walk around in the future, move into the past, walk around in the past. Here's how the real time machine works in real life. I can show you how to be 1 year smarter without being 1 year older. Would that be worthwhile? I can show you how to become 5 years smarter and not be 5 years older. That'd be pretty neat, right? Well, here's how it worked for me and how it can work for you. I got coaches on everything. Because here's what a coach does. Here I am on this day. A coach comes into my life who's spent an enormous amount of time already learning what I would want to learn. And that coach teaches me what it took them a year to learn, teaches me that in a week. Now I'm not a year older, but I'm a year smarter. What's the most valuable thing in the world? Time. Time is the most, you get more money, you can't get more time. So how'd you like to just get smarter and smarter and smarter without getting older and older and older? That was my secret. Combination of becoming amazing at skills and getting the coaching that was necessary so I saved time and I was able to move forward. Okay? So that's what happened to me. It can happen to you. And that's just a little bit of a setup, and we're going to get into some training. But before we do that, I want to tell you about a friend of mine, Sir Richard Branson. And Sir Richard Branson, he's this amazing character, built these virgin brands around the world, and he's just a beacon of light, and he's probably the most iconic entrepreneur on earth. And recently, he attended one of our events, and I just want to show you just a brief clip from Sir Richard Branson, and we'll be back as soon as that's done.
Screw it, just get on and do it and have a blast. He doesn't know how to dress, does he?
I know, I didn't know where to go with this.
Hang on a minute. What have I got in my pocket? They're not very big, but they're big enough, I think. You have to first of all say, well, what is an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur is somebody who thinks that they have an idea that can improve other people's lives, and then says, screw it, I'm going to do it, and gets on and does it. you need to surround yourself with brilliant people. And a good entrepreneur tries to find better people than themselves. Being an entrepreneur need not be lonely if you are the kind of person that embraces the team of people around you. I think it's fantastic that 80% of network marketers are women, and network marketing gives so many women the chance to have a family, work from home, make some extra money on the side. All of you are making a real difference to so many women's lives all over the world. In the end, I think the product that you're selling speaks for itself, and I think word of mouth is absolutely key.
You know, you may well fall flat in your face, but then pick yourself up, keep trying until you succeed.
So, Sir Richard Branson talking positively about our network marketing profession. And one thing I have to tell you, because we're live here, there's so many people pounding the comments that it's slowing up people's feed, and people are saying it's freezing up and it's buffering. If you disable the comments on the side of the video that you're watching right now, it will help the video feed flow more smoothly on your end, okay? So you may want to find that button and disable the chat roll, okay? The comment feed, okay? Now, I want to talk to you about what's going on inside of network marketing before we get into a little bit of training. What's going on inside of network marketing is, I got to tell you, a month ago, I was concerned because I expected that no matter, network marketing does good in down economies. Network marketing does good when the general economy does bad. In recessions, we do good. People are looking for money. They're looking to be resourceful. They're looking to be creative. And they're open to new ideas, right? So I expected, as optimistic as I am, and I'm as optimistic as you can imagine, I expected a lot of people were going to put their head in the sand, watch the news all day, be concerned, or sit there and wait for this to be over. And it was going to hurt network marketing productivity. But guess what? It hasn't. It hasn't hurt network marketing productivity. To the contrary, virtually every company around the world is reporting record sales, record recruiting, record growth, record rank advancements in the last 30 days, and it's just accelerating. It's just amazing. Now, I think there's several reasons for this. One is people still want to be able to purchase valuable products for themselves and for their families. That's number one. So that's not slowing things down because we drop ship everything to the world. We don't have brick and mortar. We drop ship everything around the world. It's the reason why Amazon's not hurting. Same thing's true with network marketing. We're not hurting when it comes to the products. Number two, now more than ever before, people are realizing that if they don't have a way to work from home, they're putting their family at risk. Network marketing provides the most responsible way for the average person to be able to work from home and to develop an income using some sweat equity and connecting and partnering with a company with products that they believe in. Where else for a few $100s can you get involved, start a business, immediately get the tax benefits of that business, and then use word of mouth advertising, use social media, using technology like we're using right now, educate people as to what it is that you have. So second thing is, number one reason is people still are wanting to buy these products. They're wanting to be able to take care of their families. They're not slowing down on purchasing. They're just slowing it down on where they're purchasing. Number two, people are very open to a work from home option. And what I tell people is you don't have to say yes to network marketing, but you need to make a list of all the different work from home options that are available, and network marketing needs to be on the list. You need to at least learn about it. Learn a little bit more about it. Maybe your idea of it is a little old-fashioned. So learn about it And whatever you decide, just take the opportunity to really protect your family, because you could sit back and you could wait for the government to take care of you. You could wait for the traditional jobs to come back. And I'm sure the government's going to do a great job of taking care of people. And I'm sure that jobs are going to come back. But what if it takes a while? Or what if it's different than what it was before? Regardless of what you choose, you need to have one form or another of the ability to work from home. And network marketing provides the most responsible ability to be able to do that. So one is the products are selling. Two is people are open for work from home opportunities. And three, remember when a day used to just be a day? A day was a day. And then it was tomorrow, and that day was a day. Now every day is like a week and a half. I mean, think about how long March felt. And what's happening with people inside of network marketing, they're so productive now. And honestly, a lot of people in network marketing were kind of lazy. They were kind of, kicking back, letting their business work for them. But they decided they got nothing else to do. They decided to go to work. And they got really active. The amount of support, the most amount of training, right? You'd make the commitment to make a decision, learn the skills, get some coaching, and be a year smarter without being a year older, then I think you're going to be in great shape. Okay? So, I want to introduce you to one of my friends. He is a literal living legend. If you ever saw the movie The Secret, you know who Bob Proctor is. We're going to go, well, can we go to Bob next? Yes. Okay, Bob's ready. We're going to go to Bob Proctor next. Bob is in Arizona. He's just an absolute genius, and he's got a message to share with all of you today. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bob Proctor.
Hello and welcome. I'm Bob Proctor, the chairman of the Proctor Gallagher Institute. And it's a real pleasure for me to be able to take part in this GoPro world tour that Eric Worre is putting on. And you deserve to be congratulated, Eric, for doing this, especially at this time. Sandy Varvel, Eric's executive producer, had contacted me and explained what Eric was doing, and he had asked if I would like to participate. Well, the world is going through such an enormous transition right now. And you'll often hear people say, one person can't change the world. But I'm going to tell you something. One person changed my world 59 years ago. It was in 1961, a man gave me this book, Think and Grow Rich. And he said, Bob, if you'll do exactly what I tell you and follow the principles that are laid out in this book, he said, you can have anything you want. Now, I'm going to be very honest, I did not believe that. I was unhappy, I was sick, I was broke. I was going in the wrong direction. That man literally changed the course of my life. Well, there's a lot of people mentally that are in the space that I was in October 1961. And I believe you are in the position as a network marketer to help them change the situation they're in. Wallace Wattles in The Science of Getting Rich, on chapter 7, on the very first page, he said the entire process of mental adjustment and atonement can be summed up in one word: gratitude. Every morning I sit down and I write out 10 things I'm grateful for. I do it without fail every morning. That started a long time ago. That day in October 1961 is a day that I'll never forget because it literally changed my life. We know that the world is going through a change right now. It's a phenomenal change. And there's a lot of people that are wandering around in the mental state that I was in back in 1961. I was scared. I was lost. My whole focus was on myself. That's all I could think about. And Ray Stanford changed that. Now, I've been in this business, as I say, for 59 years. I am frequently asked, Bob, if you were starting over, what would you do? Like that. I give them the same answer every time. I would join a network marketing company. Because I really believe the network marketing industry has done more for the world than any other single industry. It will help anyone become an entrepreneur. It will help anyone fulfill their dreams that will follow the rules that are laid down very clearly by everyone that has ever won in network marketing. Napoleon Hill lays them down in Think and Grow Rich. Well, I want to suggest that you're in a position today to help a lot of people. You may be wondering, how are you going to fare out of this whole thing? You're going to do fine if you form the attitude, I'm here now to serve. I'm here now to help, because you've got a phenomenal opportunity. There's all kinds of people losing their work. They're losing their jobs. They're scared. They don't know what to do. I believe you're in the position to help them. Network marketing is without question one of the most incredible concepts that ever come down the pike. Anyone with a little bit of ink and a couple of dollars like that, and they're in business for themselves. It's a phenomenal opportunity. Think of this for a moment. If we let the sand in this glass represent our life, the sand in the top of the glass represents the future. You know, if you just hold my book up there, you don't know how much sand you have left in the top of the glass. We do know what's in the bottom. That's the past. It's gone. When I was a little kid, my grandmother used to always be saying, I'll soon be gone, dear, I'll soon be gone. Well, you know, it got to a point where we thought Grandma was never going to go. Grandma thought she only had a little bit of sand in the top of the glass. Turned out she actually had a lot. She would have been around 60